Howdy doody folks, welcome to another beer review, and today we're going over to the Wacken Brauerei. Of course, we all know Wacken for the music festival, and this is a brewery in Wacken, and all of their beers are centered around like mythological gods, I believe. I have had one of their beers before, which I tried to do a review of when I had it, but I just completely bollocksed it up and just ended up deleting the video, so I'll have to revisit that at some point. And it was like, I don't know what Thor's hammer is called, but that's what that beer was named after. And I think there's a similarity between the styles. Links down below as always. You don't have to hear me drone on with, fake information. I'm not CNN. So today we're looking at the Heimdalls Willkomm, which is a beer with mead in there. Now, I do enjoy mead. I've only had it a couple of times, more along the lines of like Christmas festivals or medieval type festivals here in Germany. And I've had it where it's like being warmed up. And I thought it was really nice. I like honey. I like the flavour of honey. And yeah, when I saw this on Bier Deluxe, I thought, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. So here it is. And I apologise if you see any stains on this t-shirt. Yeah, I am in a scruffy mood today. So this is clocking in at 6.5%. And yeah, water, malts, hops, yeast, and honey wine, mead. So best before date is the 1st of the 6th, 2017. And yeah, really nice looking label, and there is the Wacken crown. So let's get this beer into a glass and see what we get. Interesting. Anyway, let's pour it into the glass. So really don't know what to expect with this one, to be honest. But in terms of colour, yeah, you instantly get that sort of honey vibe. A little bit darker. It's got sort of like orangey hues in there. Slight amber tones as well. Can't really see through that at all. Nice haze to it. Carbonation seems nice and delicate, and beer poured with about one finger's worth of an ever so slightly off-white head. So yeah, it certainly looks honey-ish, maybe blended with something else. So let's see what we get on to aroma. Not really picking up any of that honey wine in there. Maybe a slight sort of mead characteristic on the nose. You definitely pick up on those hops, slight spicy hops. There's a slight citrus character in there as well. Sort of like this dampness to it. Not really a dank smelling beer. But yeah, like a damp stable, if that makes sense. Tell you what, your mind goes some really weird fucking places when you do beer reviews. How many times have I really been in a damp stable? I'd really like to actually chronicle all of the times I've been in a stable that just happens to be damp. I like to chronicle just being in a fucking stable, I can't. See, whatever, just get on with the aroma. I'm getting like a slight cigarette smokiness to it. Almost like a burnt barrel sort of aroma, burnt wood. But it's very, very delicate. It's like offset from the other flavours, but actually the more I smell it now, the more I am picking up that mead-like character, because I'm, looking for it. And when you do that, you do start to pick it up a lot more than I initially was doing. But yeah, again, like slight orangey vibe, nectarine, that sort of thing. With maybe a slight herbaceous, almost like sherbety edge to it. It's definitely an intriguing smelling beer, that's for damn sure. Let's see what it tastes like then. Prost. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a really strong honey flavour, but the sweetness from the honey comes through in there. And I mean, I know, like, from my very limited experience with mead, it's not as in your face as if you've got pretty much a glass of mead. I'm sure the characteristics of the beer would somewhat neutralise some of the sweet elements coming from the mead. You can tell it's there. If you were to drink this blind, you'd probably say there was some slight honey notes there. You wouldn't necessarily, excuse me, you wouldn't necessarily go to a mead in your head when you're drinking this blind. But knowing that it's there, you can detect that. But it's actually a really nice, gentle sort of vibe to it. And you do get like a slight residue on your palate after you've taken a sip. Naturally, IBU count is very low on this one. Don't really pick up too much of a bitterness, maybe a slight hop bitterness. Won't be able to say what hops are in there. The beer itself, excuse me, I'm just trying to see if it gives you a hint as to what the actual base beer is in this. But I can't really pick it up. I probably should have actually done a little bit more research on this one before I started this review. But I do like to go in blind sometimes, but then sometimes I like to be somewhat clued up. But then that sort of like spoils the surprise. But then sometimes I don't like the surprise just in case I really don't like it or I get disappointed. But yeah, it is an intriguing beer. That is for sure. It's not going to get sickly sweet. You could probably session this very easily. Alcohol content, 6.5. Really not getting that at all. I mean, you get that slight heavier body than just a regular beer of 6.5%. But it is really quite palatable. And as I'm talking now, I'm getting this very, very slight, almost candied, maybe slightly burnt candied orange on the back end, right on that bitterness. Yeah, it's a very delicate, well-rounded beer. Very sippable. I wouldn't say it's crisp because of course you get that like honey residue on your palate. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting with this. I don't know whether I was expected to be like, wow, that's so honey-like or something like that. I mean, one beer that springs to mind where the honey came through really nicely was the Dulcis 12 from Riegela. And also another fantastic beer, Leffe Nectar. I thought the honey in those two beers was a little bit more evident. But again, it's mead. So if you were to put maybe a bit too much into the blend, it would somewhat overpower the beer. So I think they've got a really nice balance here, to be fair. And it's a beer that I could probably pick up again. I can't really give you any clues as to what the actual beer is itself. I'm not even going to try and get into that. I'd probably say it's more along the lines of maybe a Hellas beer, maybe. Or something like that. But it's a really, really nice subtle beer. Yeah, I actually really quite like that. It's nothing amazing. It's not blowing my mind. It's not a taste sensation or something completely new to the palate. It's got all this real sense of what's the word I'm looking for? My mind goes blank when I'm talking on camera. Familiarity to it, and there's nothing outplaying each other. There's a really nice harmony to the flavours in there, but maybe they're a little bit too subtle for me. I was expecting that mead to come through a little bit stronger, maybe, but then again that could become a detriment to the beer. So just get this over with. It's an 8 out of 10 from me. Recommended if you come across it. And recommended that you check out the brewery because very interesting concept. Links will be down below as per usual. Check out Bier Deluxe, where I picked this up from, and of course check out Graham at Hapless Ginger Brew because it was his contest that led me to make an order from Bier Deluxe. And yeah, if anybody else has reviewed this, their links will be down in that description box down below, as well as a playlist to my German craft beer playlist. So yeah, if you've tried it, give me your thoughts, opinions. Do you like mead? What's some of your favourite honey beers? Just hit me up in the comments. Call me an idiot, whatever, I don't care. Just let's start a little bit of a discussion. So check out the brewery, check out everyone mentioned, and more importantly, I hope you will join me for another beer review soon. So until the next time, see you later. Cheers.